guys, iJaftaglue here, and welcome to another episode with the Hunger Games Simulator. We have some new people in the cast today, as long as old people. Now let's get to the introductions. District 1 we have Dan and Fudge. District 2 we have Striker and Falcon. District 3 we have Kyle and Infernox. District 4 we have Luigi and Phoebe. District 5 we have Exic and Hodge. District 6 we have Dusky and Net. District 7 we have DJ and JC. District 8 we have Nick and Slime. District 9 we have Akka and Gizmo. District 10 we have Unique and Mezimo. District 11 we have Milotic and Pichu. And finally District 12 we have Andy and myself. And without further ado, let's proceed, and may the odds be ever in your favor. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Fudge takes a handful of throwing knives. Mezimo runs away from the cornucopia. Akka runs away from the cornucopia. Unique grabs a jar of fishing bait, while Phoebe grabs fishing gear. Gizmo finds a canteen full of water. Kyle runs away from the cornucopia. Milotic snatches a pair of says. Slime runs away from the cornucopia. Pichu runs away from the cornucopia. IGA grabs a sword. Dusky runs away from the cornucopia. DJ runs away from the cornucopia. Striker, Net, Falcon, and Dan share everything they gathered before running. Infernox runs away from the cornucopia. Hodge runs away from the cornucopia. Andy grabs a shovel. JC snatches a pair of says. Exic runs away from the cornucopia. Luigi retrieves a trident from inside the cornucopia. Nick runs away from the cornucopia. Gizmo and Falcon threaten a double suicide. It fails, and they die. Dusky, Dan, Luigi, and Striker hunt for other tributes. Kyle and Pichu split up to search for resources. IGA scares Mezimo off. Phoebe receives the explosive from an unknown sponsor. JC runs away from Infernox. Unique decapitates Alka with a sword. DJ fishes. Andy receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Exic begs for Fudge to kill him. She refuses, keeping Exic alive. Net discovers a cave. Nick receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Slime defeats Hodge in a fight, but spares his life. Milotic receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Gizmo, Falcon, and Akka. Luigi shoots an arrow into DJ's head. Hodge destroys Phoebe's supplies while she is asleep. IGA cries herself to sleep. Aww. Dusky is awoken by nightmares. Andy and JC run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Nick questions his sanity. Kyle and Pichu talk about the tributes still alive. Fudge stays awake all night. Milotic tends to Dan's wounds. Infernox passes out of exhaustion. Exic climbs a tree and rests. Striker and Unique hold hands. Mezimo tends to Net's wounds. Slime looks at the night sky. Mezimo constructs a shack. Luigi injures himself. Pichu practices his archery. IGA questions her sanity. Fudge makes a slingshot. Slime runs away from Dan. Milotic, Striker, and Hodge hunt for other tributes. Phoebe questions her sanity. Net tries to spear fish with the trident. Unique injures himself. Andy camouflages himself in the bushes. Infernox camouflages himself in the bushes. Dusky sets off an explosion, killing Nick, Kyle, JC, and Exic. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. DJ, Nick, Kyle, JC, and Exic. Pichu is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Infernox thinks about home. Luigi throws a knife into IGA's head. Unique and Phoebe huddle for warmth. Milotic and Andy huddle for warmth. Net and Dusky hold hands. Slime forces Fudge to kill Striker or Dan. She decides to kill Striker. #fan. Mezimo thinks about winning. Hodge cooks his food before putting out his fire. Andy goes hunting. Ned tries to spear a fish with the trident. Mezimo scares Hodge off. Milotic and Phoebe split up to search for resources. Unique receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Dusky tends to Infernox's wounds. Luigi steals from Dan while he isn't looking. Fudge camouflages herself in the bushes. Pichu and Slime split up to search for resources. 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. IGA and Striker. Slime convinces Mezimo to snuggle with him. Andy thinks about winning. Infernox begs for Dan to kill him. He refuses, keeping Infernox alive. Pichu receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Unique kills Hodge with a sickle. Cycle? I don't know. Dusky destroys Luigi's supplies while he is asleep. Net loses sight of where he is. Fudge sets up camp for the night. Phoebe goes to sleep. Milotic stays up all night. Stays awake, I mean. Phoebe tends to Dusky's wounds. Net steals from Milotic while she isn't looking. Unique shoots an arrow at Fudge, but misses and kills Slime instead. Dan begs for Pichu to kill him. He refuses, keeping Dan alive. Andy receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Mezimo discovers a cave. Luigi diverts Infernox's attention and runs away. Here we have an arena event. The arena's border begins to rapidly contract. Thinking they could escape, Pichu and Infernox attempt to run through the border together. Thinking they could escape, Mezimo and Dan attempt to run through the border together. Andy survives. Milotic pushes Fudge into the border while she was not paying attention. Phoebe survives. Thinking they could escape, Dusky and Net attempt to run through the border together. Luigi pushes Unique in the border while he isn't paying attention. 10 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Hodge, Slime, Pichu, Infernox, Mezimo, Dan, Fudge, Dusky, Net, and Unique. Andy, Phoebe, and Milotic start fighting, but Phoebe runs away as Andy kills Milotic. Luigi climbs a tree to rest. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memories from the tributes' families. Andy and Luigi threaten a double suicide. If it fails, then they die. Phoebe decides not to go to the cornucopia. And that means that Phoebe, from District 4, is the winner of the Hunger Games Simulator Episode 2. Congratulations, Phoebe. You have won the district of you and Luigi, even though Luigi sadly died. Here are the placings. Last place to first place: Gizmo, Falcon, Aga, DJ, Nick, Kyle, JC, Exiec, me, Striker, Hodge, Slime, Pichu, Infernox, Mezimo, Dan, Fudge, Dusky, Net, Unique, Milotic, Andy, Luigi the runner-up, and Phoebe. Pretty much if there was like the teaming win, they'd both win. Anyways. And that wraps up episode 2 of the Hunger Games Simulator. If you want me to do a third one, leave a like down below. And also, I'm going to have you guys suggest on who I should replace and who I should put in and who I should take out. Until next time, episode 3, I'm IG Afterglow, and see you guys in my next Hunger Games Simulator video. See you guys!